Round 7 of the Brasileirão was chock-a-block with beautiful goals, great saves, tough, even contests, and clubs making a stand. Early frontrunners, Red Bull Bragantino won away to open up a 4-point gap at the top. Going up, in a 5-goal thriller, Palmeiras came from behind to beat Bahia and move up the table. Going down, São Paulo drew with Ceará and remained without a win in the competition. Super Savers, in a great night for goalkeepers, Grêmio were held by Fortaleza and stay in last place. A round for equal rights. Corinthians and Fluminense plus América Mineiro and Internacional also shared the honours. The best player, best skill, games without prejudice, and lots of nets bulging. The Brasileirão Round 7 magazine starts now, so come and take a look. In the first game of round 7, Juventude and Flamengo went head-to-head in the Alfredo Jaconi and the Caxias do Sul in a waterlogged pitch in the south of Brazil. But the conditions ended up being a positive factor for the home side, who went into the game with the same lineup from the previous matches. This was also the case for Flamengo, eager to pick up 3 points away from home against an opponent in the wrong half of the table. Juventude took only 5 minutes after kick-off to show Flamengo that they were in for a task. Guilherme Castilho stole the ball from defender Gustavo Henrique and shot from outside the box to produce a good save from Diego Alves. And the rain-soaked pitch was Mateus Peixoto's ally. Right back, Mateuzinho tried to knock the ball back but failed. Juve striker didn't think twice and fired in a first-time missile. No chance at all for Diego Alves, 1-0 for the home team. But in the second half, Flamengo took the initiative. Bruno Henrique got the ball inside the box and tried a cross that found Guilherme Castilho instead. But the midfielder almost sent it into his own net. Fortunately for him, the ball hit the post. Pedro had the best chance for the away side. The striker got the ball outside the box, turned the defender and finished. But the effort was just wide. At the end of the game, Juve had the chance to close the match with Fernando Pacheco. The Peruvian won the contest against Rodinei, entered the box, went past the defender and shot just off target. Juventude moved to 9 points and now face strugglers Grêmio in the next round. Defending champions Flamengo have yet to get going but do have games in hand. Fluminense and Corinthians clashed swords in the São Januário in one of the country's biggest national rivalries. Fluminense sought to recover after the last round defeat, while Corinthians travelled to Rio de Janeiro looking for their second consecutive win in the competition. Flu's lineup had Ecuadorian Casares in the starting 11 in his first match against his former club. For the Musketeers, the biggest surprise was young defensive midfielder Xavier, who took the spot from Cantillo. The first great opportunity was from a mistake by Corinthians' defence. Gabriel lost the ball to Abel Hernandez, but the shot lacked strength. An easy save for Casio. Then, a long pass from the defence to Gustavo Silva. He beat Lucas Claro for speed. The winger was brought down in the box. Penalty for Corinthians. Veteran striker, Jô, took the responsibility and converted without a problem. 1-0 for the away side. After the break, Abel Hernandez got a straight red after a foul. Bad news for Fluminense, who went one man down. Casares was the leader for the home team on the pitch. He initiated and ended Flu's equaliser. The midfielder cushioned the ball well in midfield and delivered it to Gigio, who hit it in an excellent cross. And Casares levelled the score with a stylish header. The player deciding not to celebrate against his former club. This was the first goal for the Ecuadorian for Fluminense. 1-1 in the São Januário. A deserved result for a 10-man Fluminense and an outstanding performance from Casares. For Corinthians, this was a missed opportunity to pick up 3 points away from home. Palmeiras are hoping to reinforce their position as they took on Bahia in the Allianz Parque in a direct matchup for the top 4. Abel Ferreira had the return of Luan and Danilo, who'd recovered from injury. He also chose to start the game with Breno Lopes. Dado Cavalcanti had to perform a last-minute change with defender Luis Otavio instead of Conti. Palmeiras opened the score right off the bat, only 5 minutes after the kickoff. Gustavo Scarpa hit a spectacular long-range shot over the wall and straight into the top corner. Not much Matheus Teixeira could do there. The number 14 in his best form since he joined Palmeiras in 2018. An amazing goal. But the Greens didn't have too much time to celebrate. Bahia got the equaliser just 5 minutes later, also from a free kick. Rodriguinho crossed and defender Luis Otavio sent it into the net. The last-minute sub making a difference in the game. All even in São Paulo. Back from a changing room, the team from Salvador was still better. They almost reached the net with this beautiful smasher that hit the post. After trying so much, Bahia eventually got there. On the 73rd minute, sub Maicon Douglas received on the right, went past Victor Luiz and Kuzovic and stroked the ball home. The first goal for the 24-year-old for the Tricolor. But just like in the first half, Bahia weren't happy for long. In another free kick, Palmeiras levelled the score once again. Gustavo Scarpa sent it into the box and Rafael Veiga just touched it to send it home. In extra time, Palmeiras snatched the points. Scarpa was in superb form and set it up for Breno Lopes to win the contest against keeper Matheus Teixeira. After scoring the winning goal in the Copa Libertadores in the final minutes, the number 19 had another decisive moment for the Greens. Game over in the Allianz Parque. Grêmio and Fortaleza clashed swords in a matchup that was worth a lot for both sides. Grêmio needed the win badly, as they'd only got 1 point in 4 games in the Brasileirão. Fortaleza were also having a bit of a dry spell and hadn't won in 3. The Tricolor had Douglas Costa amongst the starters for the first time. The winger joined the squad as Brazil's top signing of the season. Fortaleza went to the pitch with pretty much the same team that were defeated by Flamengo in the last round. The only difference was the change of Wellington Paulista for Hobson in attack. The first clear opportunity came from Douglas Costa. The winger cut into the middle and shot from a distance. The ball went out of bounds but not far from the post. Fortaleza responded with Ederson. The defensive midfielder took a shot deep from outside the box and forced Gabriel Chapecó into a smart save. Grêmio's defenders got it all wrong and Hobson recovered the ball in attack. Kahneman tried to make things right but gave away a penalty. And that was that for the defender as he was sent off. Pikachu aimed for the left corner but keeper Gabriel Chapecó guessed right to keep it out. Pikachu had another chance in the follow-up but missed it. In a fast counter-attack from Ferreira, Diego Souza had the chance to score with a header but was stopped by a great save from Felipe Alves. After a VAR revision, the ref called a handball against Osvaldo inside the box. Penalty for Grêmio. It was a good chance for Diego Souza to get the breakthrough and give Grêmio their first win in the competition, but the keeper pulled off an unbelievable save. And that was that in the Arena de Grêmio. No breakthroughs in the game, as the goalkeepers did an excellent job in saving 2 penalties and left as their team's heroes. The tie, no use to either side. Grêmio moved on to 2 points, Fortaleza with their 4th straight game without a win in the Brasileirão. Atletico came up against Chapecoense in the Arena da Baixada, where the hosts were battling near the top of the table. Assistant coach Bruno Lazzaroni led the team for the game. Chape promoted Mancha as a new face amongst the starting 11. The home team had the first opportunity with a shot from Vitinho from outside the area. Chape went ahead as keeper Santos waited for the ball to drop, I didn't see Ignacio coming to head home. The Hurricanes tried to level the score with a shot from Terrence, but goalkeeper João Paulo said no. Atletico got the equaliser when Pedro Henrique found Kelvin with a deep pass. The right back beat the defender and produced a strong shot for a brilliant goal. Mateus Babi almost put the home side ahead, but missed his chance. A quick exchange of passes from Atletico as the ball ended up hitting the post with Terrence' finish. Vitinha got the follow-up, but the effort went wide. The comeback came on 59 minutes from team captain Thiago Heleno. The defender got on the end of Terrence' cross and headed into the net. 2-1 Atletico. Santos then had to be in top form to stop Felipe Santana.
CHAPECOENSE, great save now, Santos!
But just as the Hurricanes thought they had it in the bag, Giovanni fired in the equaliser deep into stoppage time. Final score in the Arena de Baixada, Atletico 2, Chapecoense 2. Santos faced Atletico Mineiro in the famous Vila Belmiro on Sunday night. The team from the coast came into the game after a draw with Grêmio. Galo had a lot of players unavailable but wanted to recover from a 2-1 loss to Ceará. The first half had only one good chance for each side. Santos came close with this header from Jean Mota after a Marcus Guilherme cross. The other came from Hulk, with a dangerous ball cleared by the defenders. On the follow-up, Keno shot from a distance and came close to opening the score. Manager Fernando Diniz had much to say to the team and used the break to make adjustments. The coastal side came back to the pitch a lot better in the game. Marcus Guilherme made a good run and passed the ball to Caio Jorge. The striker found Jean Mota, who punished Galo. A brilliant goal for the home team. Atletico responded quickly. Alan received from Hulk inside the area and hit the post. The woodwork saved Santos once again as João Paulo and co got lucky. In stoppage time, Marcus Guilherme crowned a good performance to seal the points. He started the move with Madsen and ended up putting the ball in the back of the net to ensure the win. Game over in the Vila Belmiro. A solid 3 points for Santos against one of the best squads in the country. America faced Internacional in the Arena Independencia, looking for their first win in the Brasileirão. This was early days for the coaches, as Wagner Mancini of the Rabbits and Diego Aguirre of the Colorado took charge of their squads only last week. Mancini put out his best team trying to pick up all 3 points. Inter came into the game with high spirits after the win in the last round. Lucas Ramos received inside the box and delivered it to Johnny. The midfielder adjusted the ball in the penalty area and finished with a fine shot, but the attempt went just wide. A free kick for America on the right. This went straight to goal, forcing a good save from Daniel. Rodolfo on the follow-up missed an incredible chance. Ricardo received the ball outside the box and tried to finish, but the shot turned into a perfect pass to Valora, who delivered a stunning cross to Ribamar to head home, the striker climbing higher than anyone else to send it into the back of the net. 1-0 in Belo Horizonte. Ribamar received a deep pass and then found himself one-on-one with Daniel. The striker tried to finish, but the keeper was all over him and avoided a second goal for the Rabbits. Alan Hurschel got the ball wide open on the left, raised his head and found Ribamar with a cross. The striker leapt unopposed and headed straight into the net. This would have been the second for Ribamar, but after a VAR look, the goal was overturned because Hurschel handled the ball at the beginning of the move. It was Inter who equalised after sealing the ball in midfield and starting off a lovely exchange of passes. Dourado found Mauricio with a back heel. Yuri delivered it to Eddie Nilsson. The midfielder set up Rodrigo Dourado's sensational shot straight into the top corner. No chance at all for the keeper. The ref gave it a quick check, but it was 1-1 in the arena. With 87 minutes on the clock, the Rabbits almost got the win. Calwe made a great run and was one-on-one with Daniel, but he denied a second goal for America. The ball hit the keeper in the face, and then he was subbed moments later. As Inter had already made 5 substitutions, it was Eddie Nilsson who took the gloves and the shirt from Daniel. With 10 players on the pitch and an improvised goalkeeper, Inter still managed to hold on to draw the game. Both managers will have a lot to talk about with their squads during the week. America continued to struggle. International have still got to get their act together. Ceará and São Paulo went head-to-head in the Arena Castelhão with both teams in different situations. Ceará were on a good run after a late win against Atlético Mineiro. The Tricolor were without a win in the championship. The Vozão entered the pitch with pretty much the same formation from the last game, but with Hitchard starting in goal. São Paulo had the return of Dani Alves, but couldn't count on manager Hernan Crespo. Assistant coach Juan Branda took the position on the bench. After an even start with few chances for both teams, Saulo began to press and produce some good saves from Thiago Volpi. The ball then went outside the box and Marlon fired in, but once again Volpi made the stop. A brilliant effort, but he couldn't prevent Jorginho getting the opener. Back from a changing room, São Paulo stepped up a gear and managed to get back on level terms. A loose ball found Eder, who shot. Hitchard stopped it, but luck wasn't on Ceará's side as the ball came off Gabriel Jesus and went in. 1-1 in the Castelhão. São Paulo kept pounding as they went for the winner. Eder came close, but couldn't reach the cross to finish. It was anybody's game towards the end. Kelvin hit a lovely pass to Mendoza, who was clear. The forward was in a great position, but fluffed his lines. In the last opportunity of the match, Rigoni found Diego Costa in the area. Bruno Alves got involved, but Hitchard came to the rescue to prevent the defeat. 1-1 the final score in the Castelhão. Ceará managed to secure an important point in the competition, while the Tricolor remain without a win as the alarm bells have started to ring. In the Ilha do Retiro, Sport Recife faced CUIABA in a situation where both teams needed the win to move away from the relegation zone. Sport had lost their last two and decided to change formation, starting with 2 centre-backs. The Dourado picked up 2 points in 2 matches away from home against São Paulo and América Mineiro. CUIABA weren't intimidated and started their game on the attack. Clayson made a good move but got his shot blocked. In a dead ball situation, Clayson came close to opening the score with a free kick from outside the box. After a slow game struggled to get going, the only clear-cut opportunity for Sport came from Heiler. The right back took a shot with his left and the ball went wide of Volta's post. The next good opportunity came on the 70-minute mark. Clayson found Elton and the striker produced a gorgeous volley, but Mailson was there to prevent what would have been a real work of art for CUIABA. CUIABA had one last opportunity where Lucas Hernandez delivered a perfect cross to Danilo Gomez in the penalty area, but he blew the chance. The game ended scoreless in the Ilha do Retiro and both teams remain in trouble. Atlético Goianiense took on undefeated leaders Red Bull Bragantino to wrap up round 7. The Dragons were at full strength for the big game against the front-runners. The Massa Bruta welcomed back their star number 10, Claudinho. In the very first minute, Nathaniel advanced on the left and crossed. Marlon Freitas shot from outside the area and Clayton pulled off an outstanding save. Clayton once again. Marlon Freitas went for the bottom corner this time, but the keeper reached it, and it looked like it would take something special to beat the man between the sticks. A corner kick gave the visitors their first chance in the game. Leo Ortiz headed well, but Fernando Miguel was at his best to deny Red Bull. Great stuff from the goalie. Elinho recovered a loose ball and had a decent effort on goal, but up popped Fernando Miguel once again. Atletico's keeper, the busier of the two. The Dragons almost went in front. Nathaniel won the contest and decided to have a crack on goal. He came close, but not quite close enough. In a counter-attack, Elinho passed to Weberton. He charged forward at full speed down the right and squeezed off a shot to find the back of the net late in the game. Joy for the substitute who'd just come on 5 minutes before, and he just couldn't contain himself. Red Bull then controlled the intensity after the goal and managed to keep Atletico at bay. The away side kept their composure and managed to come away with all 3 points in their quest for the league title. The big win opened up a 4-point lead over the nearest rivals. 2 defeats in their last 3 pushed the Dragons further down the table. It's that part of the show you've all been waiting for, when we take a look at our top 3 goals. In third place is a team move from Internacional. After some slick passing, the movement forward was finished off with a brilliant shot from Rodrigo Dorado. A lovely exchange of passes, a 1-2, and a fine shot that left America's keeper well beaten. In second place, a bolt of lightning from Matheus Peixoto of Juventude. The striker was quick to react when the conditions stopped the reverse pass from Mateuzinho and hit a stunner straight into the net. That was the player's 4th of the campaign and earned him the number 2 slot in this round's choices. But the winner of the best goal just had to be Gustavo Scarpa. This fabulous free kick stunned Bahia and helped Palmeiras on their way to all 3 points on Sunday. It really was a screamer from the left footer who thoroughly deserved this round's top spot. Celebrations for Scarpa and the defending Libertadores champions. A terrific goal in the city of São Paulo. Fortaleza keeper Felipe Alves had a night to remember in the city of Porto Alegre. He was already guaranteed the Best Save of Round 7 award after this brilliant stop from Diego Sousa's header. A save worth seeing from all the angles. But then Alves topped that when he denied Diego Sousa from the penalty spot. Grêmio striker will certainly have nightmares about the rival goalkeeper. What a special night for Felipe Alves, who made some spectacular saves in round 7 of the Brasileirão. The stage was the world-famous Vila Belmiro, a place where the King Pelé once ruled Brazil and the continent. It was also the venue for Santos' win over Atlético Mineiro and Marcos Guilherme's perfect nutmeg. Defensive midfielder Jair still hasn't found his way home after this embarrassing dribble by the tricky winger. Marcos Guilherme, author of the best dribble of round 7. Let's take a look at the players and the manager who stood out in round 7. In goal, we've gone for Felipe Alves of Fortaleza. At right back, Rafinha of Grêmio. The 2 central defenders are Rafael Foster of Juventude and Thiago Heleno of Atlético Paranaense. Our left back is Felipe Jonathan from Santos. In midfield, Jean Mota, Santos. Rodrigo Dorado, Internacional. Gustavo Scarpa, Palmeiras. And Cáceres of Fluminense. Up front, Matheus Peixoto, Juventude, José of Bahia. Our manager is Marquinhos Santos of Juventude. Fortaleza keeper Felipe Alves has already picked up the award for the best save of the round, but the 33-year-old had an exceptional day against Grêmio. The best player of round 7 was in top form to hold off his opponents in Porto Alegre. First, a one-on-one save when Diego Sousa had a very good opportunity with a header. Then, a spectacular penalty stop, once again in a battle with Grêmio's striker. Felipe Alves, the best player in this round of the Brasileirão. Seven rounds in, and Red Bull Bragantino continue to be top dogs of the Brasileirão. They're followed closely by Atlético Paranaense and Palmeiras, and Fortaleza make up the other team in the top four. Right down at the other end of the table, it's São Paulo, CHAPECOENSE, America, and Grêmio who are the sides in trouble. Strengthening the thighs. Bahia have signed defender Ligier. The player has penned a deal with his new club until the end of 2022. The 33-year-old was playing for Red Bull Bragantino. Expensive reinforcement. Praxedes has moved from Internacional to Red Bull. The 19-year-old midfielder signed until 2026. Red Bull has spent €6 million for 60% of his economic rights. This is the most expensive signing in the history of the club. COVID-19. São Paulo has announced that manager Hernan Crespo tested positive for COVID-19. The Argentine has been cleared from all his duties. The coach did not show any symptoms, but is being closely monitored by the club's medical staff. During his absence, assistant manager Juan Branda will lead the team for the next few matches. Special campaign. Several clubs in Brazil promoted campaigns for the LGBTQI+ Pride Day. Fluminense in Serie A and Vasco in Serie B used specially designed shirts for the occasion. The Brazilian Football Confederation celebrated the day on social media. Round 8 of the Brasileirão starts on Wednesday, with Fluminense facing Atlético Paranaense, Fortaleza taking on CHAPECOENSE, and Internacional coming up against Palmeiras. On the same day, we've got Bahia against América Mineiro, Santos Sport, the derby between Corinthians and São Paulo, plus Juventude against Grêmio. The round closes on Thursday as Red Bull take on Ceará, Atlético Mineiro face Atlético Goianiense, and CUIABA clash swords with Flamengo. That's it for this week. We hope you're enjoying our coverage of the toughest, most exciting league in the Americas, and we'll be back next week with more action from the Brasileirão.